Ladies and gentlemen, today I stand before you to talk about something extraordinary, something hidden within you that no one can see but you can feel. Have you ever looked in the mirror and noticed your eyes seem different? Not in color, not in shape, but in depth, like a quiet storm of truth rising inside. This is no ordinary change. This is a mysterious eye shift, a signal of the final awakening. And today we're going to unlock its meaning that I recognize. It has always been called the window to the soul, but in truth, it is much more than that. When your vision changes, not just what you see, but how you see, it is a sign that something deep within you is awakening. This mysterious eye shift is not about the surface level of sight. It is not about noticing colors brighter or objects clearer. It is about the inner perspective, the depth that suddenly begins to reveal itself when your spirit is ready to rise. You may not even be able to explain it to others, but you feel it. Others no longer see the world as ordinary. They start to recognize meaning where once there was only noise. Think about it. The same world surrounds you every day. The same people walk beside you, the same challenges. When this shift occurs, those same things take on a new shape. Suddenly you can see through situations beyond excuses and into truths that others miss. It's as though your eyes have been given new lenses, not of glass, but of wisdom. This wisdom does not lie, it does not flatter, it does not pretend, it shows you reality in its raw form, and at the same time, it shows you the possibilities that have been hidden within. The eye never lies because it carries a reflection of your awakening. You stand in front of the mirror and notice a new depth in that is not an accident, it is the echo of your spirit speaking through your body. You are no longer the person you once were, and your eyes declare it before your mouth ever speaks it. People around you may even notice without knowing why. They might say, "Oh, something about you is different. There's a light in your eyes." That is the mysterious eye shift. It is a signal that the fire inside has been lit, that your awareness has reached a higher state. This change does not come from books, from speeches, or from someone else handing you wisdom. It comes from within. It comes from pain you have endured, lessons you have learned, and courage you have discovered. Every tear that once clouded your eyes was polished in them for this moment. Every sleepless night that left you staring at the ceiling was preparing you to see differently. And now, when the shift happens, the eye becomes a mirror not just of your soul, but of your destiny. When your eyes awaken, your life awakens. You stop looking at your limits and start looking at your strengths. You stop focusing on what wrong and begin to see what can go right. This is why the eye never lies. It reveals who you are becoming. And once that shift takes place, there is no turning back because you cannot see the truth. Mysterious eye shift is your silent declaration that your final awakening has begun. From darkness to clarity. This is the journey that defines the mysterious eye shift. For most of us, life begins in a fog. We walk through days and nights with blurred understanding, seeing only what is obvious, never grasping the deeper truth hidden beneath events. Darkness here does not always mean evil. Sometimes it means confusion, uncertainty, and the weight of not knowing who we truly are or why we are here. Here. It is the darkness of routine, of living without vision, of chasing shadows that never give fulfillment. But when the shift begins, the darkness starts to break apart and clarity flows in like the rising sun. This clarity is not about knowing every answer, it is about seeing the right direction. Before the shift, problems appear larger than life. They cloud judgment and hide opportunities. But once clarity awakens, those same problems turn into lessons. Obstacles are no dead ends but signposts guiding you forward. What once seemed like meaningless pain begins to show its purpose. The same challenges that dragged you down now become the very force that lifts you higher. It is like stepping out of a dark cave into open daylight. The world is the same, but your vision is transformed. In clarity, you begin to see yourself differently too. Doubts that whispered, "Oh, not enough," lose their grip because you finally understand that those doubts were never the truth. They were only shadows. The clarity allows you to recognize your own strength, your hidden courage and strength, your hidden courage and the endless potential within you. It is the moment when self-awareness blossoms, when the masks you once wore fall away, and you finally stand as you truly are. Think about how light works. One small flame can chase away the dark from an entire room. In the same way, this inner clarity spreads. Once your eyes have shifted, once you see with awakened vision, you carry that light everywhere you go. You walk into relationships with honesty, into challenges with courage, into opportunities with confidence. People sense it in you. They feel the certainty. They feel the certainty, the calm, the depth in your presence. That is the mysterious eye shift, a light that no shadow can cover. From darkness to clarity is not just a change in how you see the world, it is a rebirth. It is a declaration that the time of confusion has ended and the era of purpose has begun. When this clarity anchors itself in your eyes and your spirit, there is no going back to blindness. You cannot unsee truth. You cannot return to chains once you've seen freedom. That is the power of the awakening. The eye shift that marks your final transformation, pulling you forever out of darkness and into the clarity of who you were meant to be. A reboot within. That is the third signal of a mysterious eye shift and perhaps the most powerful one. Just as a computer slows down, collects errors, and eventually needs a restart to function at full capacity again, so does the human spirit. Life has a way of filling us with unnecessary files, regrets, fears, doubts, toxic influences, and limiting beliefs. These hidden programs run silently in the background, slowing us down, keeping us stuck, and stopping us from living at our highest potential. But when the awakening comes, when the shift begins, something inside of you decides it's time to reboot. This reboot is not about erasing who you are. It is about refreshing who you are meant to be. Every system reset begins with shutting down. That moment may feel painful. Relationships may end. Old habits may break, and the comfort zones you clung to may collapse. But in truth, the shutdown is preparation. It clears the space so that when you rise again, you rise stronger, cleaner, and sharper. Your mind becomes more focused, your heart lighter, and your energy more aligned. Think about how many times you've carried emotional baggage like corrupted files. Memories of failure replay in your mind. Words spoken against you echo like viruses spreading doubt. Fear installs itself like unwanted software, draining your courage. But in a reboot, all of that is wiped away. You no longer run on outdated programming. You begin operating with new awareness. Your eyes no longer search for reasons to quit. They look for pathways to win. Your spirit no longer bends under pressure. It expands under it. A reboot within also means letting go of old identities. Many people define themselves by their wounds, by their mistakes, by the labels society has placed on them. But when the awakening comes, your eyes shift and you begin to see that those labels were never you. They were temporary screens hiding your true power. You see only what is in front of you. The bills that must be paid, the mistakes you made yesterday, the fear of what could go wrong tomorrow. Your vision is boxed in by the walls of your circumstances. But when the eye shift happens, those walls begin to fall. Suddenly, you no longer see only the problems. You see possibilities. You no longer look at life with limitation, you look at it with expansion. This shift is not about changing the world outside of you. It is about changing the lens within you. A person trapped in fear can be standing in a field of opportunities and still see nothing. But a person whose eyes have awakened can be standing in a storm and still see a rainbow forming on the horizon. So that is what vision beyond limits means. The ability to see farther, deeper, and higher than the average eye. Think of inventors, leaders, and world changers. They were surrounded by the same world everyone else lived in. Yet their vision was different. Where others saw impossible, they saw potential. Where others saw failure, they saw feedback. Where others saw an ending, they saw the beginning of something greater. The mysterious eye shift places you into that same category. It gives you sight not bound by fear or doubt, but by faith, imagination, and courage. This new vision also alters how you see yourself. Limits are often not in the world, they are in the mind. You once believed you couldn't achieve certain dreams because you lacked resources, dreams because you lacked resources, support, or talent. But when your eyes awaken, you begin to see that the only real limits were the ones you placed on yourself. You recognize that your potential is not capped, is infinite when fueled by discipline and belief. This realization is liberating. It knocks doors you never thought you could open. Vision beyond limits also carries responsibility. Because once you see more, you cannot unsee it. The world may tell you to stay small, to remain average, but your eyes won't let you. You've seen too much. You've glimpsed the heights you were made for, and now you cannot go back to crawling when you were built to fly. This is why the shift is both a gift and a challenge. It demands that you rise to match the vision you've been given. And perhaps the most beautiful part of this limitless vision is that it spreads. When others look into your eyes, they see the spark of something greater. They feel the courage, the hope, the possibility. Your awakened vision inspires them to look beyond their own limits too. That is the power of the mysterious eye shift. To open your inner sight so wide that nothing, not even fear or failure, can block it. You no longer see life as it is, you see it as it could be. And that is the kind of vision that changes not only your destiny, but the destiny of everyone you touch. You said, 6 ChatGPT said, awakening is a calling. Not everyone experiences it, and that is what makes it sacred. Life is filled with countless faces, countless stories, countless journeys, yet only a few ever feel that mysterious I shift within them. It is not random, it is not accidental. It is a signal that you are chosen for something greater. While many are content to live in distraction, to exist without questioning, to survive without truly living, those who are awakened are marked with a deeper purpose. This calling often comes quietly. It doesn't always arrive with thunder or grand announcement. Sometimes it's a whisper in the silence, a restlessness of the spirit, a moment when you look at your life and realize you were not made to create impact. Other times it strikes suddenly through pain, loss, or an event that shakes you so deeply that you can never see the world the same way again. Whatever the form, when it comes, you know it. Because your eyes change, your perspective shifts, and your heart refuses to settle for ordinary. Awakening as a calling means that your life is no longer only about you. You begin to feel a responsibility to rise, to lead, to inspire. You carry within you a message that must be shared, a strength that must be used, a gift that must be given. While the world may not understand it at first, you cannot ignore it. It pulls at you, it drives you, it wakes you up in the morning with a fire that cannot be explained. That is the mysterious I shift, the recognition that you are not here by chance, but by purpose. With this calling comes challenge. The awakened life is not easy. It demands discipline, courage, and sacrifice. You will be tested, doubted, and even misunderstood. But that is how you know it is real. Great callings are never given to weak shoulders. They are entrusted to those who can carry them. And every trial you face along the way is proof that your life carries weight, that your destiny matters, that your voice has power. The beauty of awakening is that it doesn't just change your own path, it lights the way for others. People around you will see the difference. They may not be able to name it, but they will feel it. Your eyes will speak of depth, your words will carry conviction, and your presence will awaken courage in those who had almost forgotten their own potential. You become a living reminder that life is not survival, it is a calling. And so if you feel that mysterious pull within, if you sense that your eyes no longer see the world the same way, don't ignore it. Don't silence it. Embrace it. Embrace it. Embrace it. Because not everyone receives this gift, not everyone is called, but you are. The final awakening is not just an event. It is your invitation to live fully, lead boldly, and leave behind a legacy that echoes long after you're gone. That's all. If you're feeling that mysterious shift in your eyes, don't ignore it. Don't run. Don't run from it. Embrace it. Because this is your sign, your signal, your moment. This is the final awakening, where your old limits end and your new life begins. Remember, heroes aren't born, they're awakened. And today, if you're hearing my voice, if you're feeling this truth, then maybe, just maybe, it's your time to awaken. Thank you.